Cartoons.
Alright, class. Today, we're going to be learning about dinosaurs and their bones.
It's fun to roar.
It's fun to roar. Come on, everybody, do that dinosaur.
It's fun to roar.
Whatever. Across the entire island, dinosaurs started wiggity out.
Come on, everybody, do that dinosaur.
And more, might adopting, fit and murder.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jurassic June 2025, but it doesn't really get late for 2024 yet, so I'm done without that. So today, we are going to take a look at Disneycember Jim Henson's Dinosaurs, or should I say, Dinosaurs. So anyways, enjoy the show everyone. Action! That sounds a good film, right Ash?
Hello, it's Ashley. No matter what they say, huh? That's really epic on that.
Not the mama. Yeah, if you were around in the early 90s, then you know this phrase, and it probably drove you insane. This was the catchphrase of the little baby dinosaur from the Disney and ABC show Dinosaurs.
Earl Sinclair.
At the time being shoved down everybody's throat with the advertising and merchandising and so forth. Revisiting this show, I actually found it was much better than I remember it. Oh, don't get me wrong, there's still plenty in it that's gimmicky and childish and obviously meant for little ones. But as the show progressed, it got a very solid, cynical edge to it, using Jim Henson Studios' family-friendly looking designs to disguise what at times was actually pretty clever commentary. I know how crazy that sounds, but hear me out. There actually is more to the show than I think people give credit.
That people is so crazy about this.
Like a reversal of the Flintstones.
They want to like the Flintstones so about.
Being more like the pets. The one downside I have to this is I never liked that the humans were
Ooh,
the
the never seen
but
before the
dinosaurs,
dinosaurs
I know
looks
they didn't
about.
exist at the same time, but dinosaurs didn't
Human
exist
size,
either.
huh?
I know I'm overthinking it, but it just
Very
wasn't nice.
particular,
Anyway,
cute
the
one.
majority of the show is centered around Earl Sinclair. He has a pretty run-of-the-mill family with a supportive wife, a rocking son, an insecure daughter, a pain-in-the-ass mother-in-law, and of course, a cute little baby who says cute little things. He has a best friend who's not very smart, a boss who's always a jerk, and all sorts of shenanigans happen around him with his harebrained schemes.
You
and
know what's
stupid
really
ideas.
particular
Like I
one
said,
about that?
sounds very run-of-the-mill,
I
and
think
at
they're
first it kind
really
of is. A lot of
Jurassic
the early
Jing
episodes
about
is
that.
just setting up the very basic characters and, in a way, kind of the very basic world. I mean, like I said, it's kind of like Flintstones. You've seen this before. It's cool seeing it in live action with the great animatronics and puppets, and honestly, I'd argue it looks better than the actual Flintstones movie. But early on, the characters and situations are a little cookie cutter, and you can even see where they cut corners.
Well,
Just count how many
still
times
like-
you see a lot of
still
these
like that
dinosaurs
one,
pop up again as
The
different
one with the
characters.
Jim
But after
Henson
the show
one, still
began to grow
looking
an
on
audience,
that.
the writers took a lot more risks in what they can get away with. Or maybe not risks,
Oh my
because
goodness,
they never
it's
flat
so
out said
terrible.
what they were
It's
doing.
paralyzed.
For example, there's this great episode based around TV censorship. The baby sees a bad word on TV and it's repeated over and over and over, so he starts saying it. Everybody is horrified, and so they decide that the TV stations have to change the way TV is done.
The one
So
the
that
cuss
word
is
is
all
officially
about.
outlawed. But why stop at that word? Why not all bad words? Okay, well, all bad words are outlawed, but why stop there? How about scanty clothing? They don't like certain types of clothing, so they get rid of that. But why stop there? They just keep going and going and going until the law of the entire world is changed. But what makes this so brilliant is the swear word the baby says. You know what it is? Shmoo. What's a shmoo? Nobody knows. They never explain it. They never even give any context to what it might be. They just say it's really, really insulting, and everybody is horrified whenever it's said.
Still horrible
Now,
on
kids
that.
can watch that and really have fun trying to imagine what it is. It kind of sparks the imagination and creativity. But an adult can watch it and totally get what they're doing. This was during what, at the time, was considered PC culture, you know, before things got better. But who's gonna look to dinosaurs to see them disrupting anything, especially when they're saying bad words that don't even exist?
I know,
There's one that practically predicts the future. Earl's boss is running for president and chooses Earl as the only person to go against him, knowing he's a patsy. When Earl's conscience gets the best of him and he admits that he's a patsy,
Well, still got old enough.
boss, but they shouldn't really vote for him either because he doesn't
So
know
one
what
of the
he's
bosses
doing.
still
They
around on
actually vote
that.
for a newscaster. Yeah, a reality show host. There's another great one that satirizes war. In this world, they literally go to war over nuts. Yeah, over something as silly as jars of nuts. War is literally nuts in this world. But to them, war is just throwing stones. Yeah, it's like nothing, but then there's this big advancement when they move on to sticks. Literally throwing sticks and stones, and they're like, oh my god, somebody could lose an eye. Like, that's a big, big deal. All I could think of as a kid is, man, imagine if they saw wars that humans would make and how terrible that would be, and they're so shocked by this. It's silly, but you can actually pull some significance out of it. But by far, the episode everyone remembers is the final one. Probably the most depressing and cryptic finale that's ever been run by ABC. The dinosaurs finally get so comfortable and powerful that they end up destroying the world. Both through fire and winter of their own making, it looks like nobody's gonna make it. But Earl still stands by. The people in charge know what they're doing.
Still one of
and
the
won't
still
let
look
their
the
entire
dinosaurs is still
species
able to die
away.
about this.
The final image is just Earl looking out the
Don't
window
wanna-
with
don't
his
wanna
family,
dying
and that's
around.
it. Again, nobody would get upset because we don't see them die and they don't say any bad words, but everybody knows what's implied.
Still one of the
This is how the
dinosaurs is
dinosaurs have
still
wiped
died
themselves
now,
out, and it could be
and
how
now
we
they're
can wipe
extinct.
ourselves out. There's definitely hints to how humanity could do it, but they never get too specific. It's just a warning that these species were here and used to rule the planet, and now they're not. Now we're here currently ruling the planet, and one day we also may not.
Oh
Would you
god!
expect that to be the ending of a show, the series finale that has the
That
catchphrase,
thing
"Not the
is
mama"?
gone crazy
Somewhere
like a
along the
wild
lines, the writers
thing.
either got this super cynical edge, or they just realized if they disguised it enough, nobody would ever question them. But either way, they made a show that surprisingly has some smart satire. Now, with that said,
No
is
wonder
this
the
one of the
body's
great
all
shows?
about.
Not especially. I mean, the characters are still kind of cookie cutter, and the jokes can be hit or miss, and yeah, sometimes it does seem weird and silly just to be weird and silly, which isn't always bad, but it's not always funny either. But nevertheless, I think the show was smarter than people thought it was. And when people go back and watch it again,
So one of the
they
sillies
see all
all
the
been
weird
about.
little catchphrases and the funny
Very
little family-friendly
traditional
stuff.
about
But the more
things.
they watch it, the more they do see elements of themselves in it
accidentally
too.
bad.
Yeah, more in the stories than the characters, but they still see it. So yeah, I actually think this is a very smart and enjoyable show, even if it is very inconsistent. When it doesn't work, it's not god-awful or anything, it's just a little awkward. But when it does really work, it surprises you. And delights you that such a seemingly innocent show can have this surprising
Well,
edge to it.
that's
I'm
even
not
me.
guaranteeing you're gonna fall in love with it or anything, but I do think that you might find more than you actually remember.
Well, anyways, so we'll see you next time.
Well, that's all, folks. Good night. Thanks for watching.
Okay, I can see I'm about to be censored by this book cover. Everybody go check out my blog, www.2.
You're dancing like a dinosaur.
Well, thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.